One of the things that we want most to visit with you about as we are just getting underway, there lots of questions have been sent in, and we've selected a group of them, and we're eager to get to them. They are the questions that you are asking, and talking about what you are wanting to know is what we most want to do. But we want to explain something to you that is a new, increased advantage that you might not be fully aware of. When your asking is stronger, and therefore the point of attraction of your inner being for all cooperative components toward the solution, when that's underway, since you are part of the asking, then you're being called toward those solutions, which means if you don't go, you can feel it in a stronger way. We want to help you to realize that those cooperative components include so many scientists and physicians and inventors and people who are aware of what's going on with all of this. And so they are receiving inspiration and ideas at a heightened momentum than has ever been before. So the solutions that are being asked for globally are being received by so many people who are in the receiving mode. So we want to talk to you about you in relationship to the receiving mode and them in relationship to the receiving mode. And we want to sort of clarify something that we are aware that you are asking about and that you feel that you are struggling with. So if you've been listening to us for a while, and you have been, you've been hearing us say that when you focus upon the problem, you are not focused upon the solution. And you're in a sort of difficult position with many of the people around you because they really do want you to focus upon the problem. In your human environment, the way most have motivated you to most action is by pointing out the dangers or the problems or even the disasters that may befall you. In other words, it's important that you understand that your water is poison, and so this water treatment system is important to you. Or it's important to you know that this food is not good for you, and therefore this food may be better for you. And what we're getting at is that there are a lot of people, in fact, much of your society really operates that way, where they are not tuned into source energy. They are not under the influence of source. They are under the influence of something else. They are under the influence of what they are observing around them. And ideas flow to them, whether they're under the influence of source or whether they're under the influence of something else. But we just want you to know that if someone is under the influence of information that is causing them to be very frightened, and then they are encouraging you to respond, to focus upon something that is really frightening you, then you are sort of tearing yourself apart. Now, don't misunderstand us. We are not suggesting that there is not something to be aware of, and we are not suggesting that it is not a good idea to be wise and to put some distance between you and what you think is not good for you. We've been teaching that for a long time. We've been encouraging you to think thoughts that are good for you, and therefore, while you're thinking thoughts that are good for you, you're not thinking those thoughts that are pinching you off from well-being. And so that's the way we want you to address this just a little bit. It can be a really good bridge for you because, so let's look at the solution seekers, the scientists in the lab, the people who are focused upon the biology of your planet, the people who are looking for the vaccine that will be of advantage to you, and the people that are looking for many things in those areas that will be of advantage to you. So just focus with us for a moment upon them. And notice that, as we talked about yesterday, what they're doing, what any of you are doing in any moment of time, is mostly about the propensity that you have to think that way. In other words, no one turns a thought around on a dime. No one suddenly stops thinking a thought any more than the skier on the slope can immediately stop his momentum as he is moving in the downhill direction. And so focus with us on the scientists and chemists and biologists who are solution-oriented and have been for a long time, who that's just what they do. They're not getting wrapped up in the problem. They are moving in the direction of the solution. Now here's the part that is the bridge for you. They're moving in the direction of the solution. As they are moving in the direction of the solution, they are not perpetuating the problem. They're asking you, you're hearing it everywhere, to put some distance between you and others. A really good idea. And the reason that it is such a good idea is because as you are putting some distance between you and others, you will slow that momentum. So this is the part that is confusing to you. You're being asked to do something that slows momentum of a virus. But in the same moment that you're doing that, you're increasing momentum that causes you to feel fear. You're increasing the momentum of things that make you feel uncomfortable. And that's why it feels like a dilemma. Abraham, I don't know what to do. I want to be a cooperative component to the world around me. I want to be solution-oriented. I want to be part of the solution that slows this virus from spreading. I want that. How can I be part of the solution that slows the spread of the virus and not be part of the problem that slows or makes me not part of my vibrational calling? And we say, it seems like a dilemma, but it really isn't. Because you can be part of the solution all the time about this. In other words, I am social distancing because it's part of the solution. I am part of slowing the virus because I am part of the solution. I like to think about the brilliant doctors and scientists who have been right on the brink of understanding something for a long time, and now they are in a position, with more asking than ever before, to be someone, part of many, who receive solutions. So we want you to relax a little bit and not worry about whether you're splitting your energy. Instead, just do your best not to split your energy. But don't get into a conversation with someone who is not under the influence of Source, who is really in a state of fear, who really believes that you need to do these strong things. Say to yourself, oh, I'm doing them, but not out of fear. I'm doing them because I'm part of the solution. I'm part of the solution in the same way that the scientist, the chemist, the biologist is listening for the impulse. I'm listening for the impulse. And those impulses will come to you in the life you're living, just as surely as they will come to the scientists and biologists and chemists in the life that they are living. You are all receivers of source energy, and none of you is not being called toward the vibrational frequency that will help you. So we think that is a good way to look at this. I'm solution-oriented, and because I'm solution-oriented, I feel like doing these things. Again, we want to talk about the split energy. If you do something that you don't want to do because you're afraid of the consequences, that's not being part of the solution. If you do something that someone is demanding of you, but you're not lined up with the solution, but you're protesting the problem, you're not part of the solution. And most important, you are not in alignment with the energy that is you. You're not in alignment with the source energy that is you. You're not in alignment with your inner being, or with your vibrational reality, or with your vortex, or with all of the things that you want. So we just want to really say to you in a way that you can really hear it, this is not a time where you are being trapped and cursed with a problem that is unsolvable. Every problem has a solution. The only question, if we were standing in your physical shoes, that we would be asking ourselves on a moment-to-moment basis is, right now, am I focused upon the problem or am I focused upon the solution? And one of the things that will help you is that you're already sort of socially distancing yourself from one another. And so it will be easier for you to find the solution-oriented inner being that is always broadcasting to you if you're not listening so much to worrisome others. So we like that conversation. We like knowing that you're hearing that conversation. And most of all, we like the energetic movement that happened within you as you contemplated that. You're solution-oriented. You're powerful. You have the ability to focus. So, we asked for some questions, and you delivered some questions. In fact, you delivered a lot of questions. It is thrilling. Esther is already sending off rockets of desire to figure out how to address more of them for you. And so it's fun to think about solutions. It's fun to briefly focus on a question and then focus upon the answer. It's fun to briefly focus upon a problem and then feel the energy of the solution. It's really what you're all about. So here we go.